I'm Paul Merson. Tune into the Villa View. Up the Villa.
Hello and welcome back to the Villa View for a preview of Aston Villa's trip to Spurs for the third round of the FA Cup. It is magical, or so it is if you haven't got Spurs away. Dan Baddell's joining me.
I don't see Sunday being a very magical day for Villa fans, if I'm being honest, even if Spurs do play a weakened side.
Yeah, I think that it could be embarrassing, potentially, because obviously we haven't played a Premier League side. To be fair, we played Middlesbrough in a pre-season friendly, but we haven't actually played a Premier League side as such, an established one, since the horrific scenes of last season. So it'd be a good benchmark, I think, to see where we're at.
I wouldn't even say it'll be a benchmark to see where we're at. I think we should just write it off and not even consider it. For us, I think I love the FA Cup as well. So it pains me to say something like this, but we just need to get out of the FA Cup. There's no positive, I don't think, for us staying in the FA Cup this season. And I mean, even if we were to scrape a draw on Sunday, like, do we really want another game added to an already hectic schedule? I love the FA Cup, but this year I'm prepared to forget it and concentrate on the Championship.
Yeah, I am. Spurs obviously coming on the back of a brilliant win against Chelsea in the league, which was an immense performance that showed that they can beat anyone as well.
Yeah, they're a fantastic side, one of the best sides to watch in the Premier League, and probably have been since Pochettino's been there, to be fair. I mean, a lot of their really good players, they're top players like Ali, Kane, Ericsson, they won't be playing on Sunday. They rotate their fullbacks around this time of the season, or they did this time last season, so I'd expect Trippier and Davis to come in for Rose and Walker. So it won't be a first choice Spurs 11, but I don't think it'll be a first choice Villa 11 either. I can see a few people getting rested. In a way, it's a free hit. You don't have many. We haven't got any games, in fact, that are a free hit. So in that respect, it's interesting to see if we just go for it. But I don't know, if we go for it, it could end up being any score.
Well, we are on BBC as well, so prime time viewing for people to watch embarrassment potentially. As for the Villa lineup, what are we predicting? For me, Sam Johnston, it sounds like we'll be making his debut in goal. Across that back four, we've got Alan Hutton. Central defence, Tommy Elphick, can expect him to come in alongside who we're expecting, perhaps Nathan Baker's over rest considering he's been injured, or James Chester because he's been ever present so far.
I'd say it probably makes more. Well, actually, I'd love to rest both of them, but we haven't got the luxury of four centre backs of the club at the moment that are fit. So it's probably be Chester, just on the basis that, like you say, he's played most games, and I think he's probably got more yellow cards than Baker as well. So yeah, keep him fresh for the Championship.
Left back, Ali Sissoko perhaps coming in for Jordan Marvin, who does need a rest, it seems to be, when he's been playing. It sounds like Mili Jedinak will be playing because of Bruce saying that he's fit from the sickness bug that he had. So perhaps have him basically going out of our normal formation, Jedinak next to perhaps Tishibola, give him more game time because he does need it. He looked a bit rusty when he first came on versus Cardiff on Monday.
I think he did enough to stay in the team, especially if Westwood and Gardner weren't great. So again, it's a good game to give him a chance. If Bruce doesn't fully trust him, then this is the game to play him in because it's a free hit. McCormack needs games at the moment more than Grealish does for fitness. So I'd expect McCormack to play off Agbonlahor with Adoma and Bakuna on the wings.
Yeah, I think that it is a free hit, as you've said, so we don't know what could happen. I am hopeful that we can make it look less embarrassing for us. I just think it's a good free hit, as you said, to try and see what we can produce and just focus on, after that, going into the next games, that we've got to come in and getting some results, like against Wolves away, where 3 points would be huge, especially against Paul Lambert. So this is just a free hit to see, not progress as such, but just to see what we can do different.
The main thing for me is just don't get tonked, because if we get tonked, even though Spurs are a good side, it just would ruin confidence. If Johnston is in goal, that's his first game. Confidence on the floor after conceding 4 or 5. The defence will be nervy going into the next game. It's just it needs to be a respectable score. I've got no qualms with losing. I just want to see a decent performance. I want to see something that I can be positive about from this game, really. But it will be very, very hard, even with the Spurs shadow side.
So we've got a new goalkeeper in Sam Johnston, Dan. But who starts on Sunday? Johnston, Galini, Bunn. For me, it only makes sense to start Johnston, but then do you want to knock who potentially is going to be our first team goalkeeper if he's going to get knocked for 6 by Spurs on a Sunday afternoon, a week before playing a local derby?
Well, now Johnston's here. Obviously, everyone knows what I think about the goalkeeping situation, and that's not me knocking Johnston. That's more me defending Galina. Johnston's now here, then it makes sense to blood him in a game that is a free hit. I mean, if you blood him next week against Wolves, then that's not an ideal game for someone's first game. So if he's going to be our number one, then it makes sense to throw him in now. I don't think we'll see Galina just because he looks like he's going to be on his way, and I don't particularly want to see Mark Bunning goal, if I'm being honest. So Johnston's the one who it would make the most sense to play. If I was a manager and this was the situation that we were in, then Johnston would be the one that I'd play.
Mark Bunn on the bench. Sarkic might even get on the bench, but for me, it'd probably be Bunn.
Literally, it's difficult to pick because any of those 3 goalkeepers could line up on Sunday. It's not like a league game where you could probably who it's going to be. Any 3 of them could play.
Well, to be fair, in the goalkeeping department, we've not had a solid goalkeeper for years. You can never predict a goalkeeper, but yeah.
True. But the other thing is we don't know what Bruce's thinking is around the FA Cup. Like, we're sitting here saying, no, we don't think we should take it seriously. Steve Bruce has probably lived for the FA Cup. So in his eyes, why can't Villa have a good run in the FA Cup, and why can't that build some positive momentum? So if we knew what Steve Bruce was thinking, I'd probably more likely be able to tell you about who'd be in goal.
If you do know what Bruce is thinking, let us know in the comments section. How can we see it actually faring out then? Let's get a prediction from you.
Okay, prediction-wise, I'll go for a crazy 2-2.
I'm going to go with 2-0 Spurs.
I don't like these predictions because I don't like predicting my own team to lose, and I'll never do that. I'll never do that. So I'll say 2-2 in a freak FA Cup game. It's annoying because you think back to not that long ago, Villa and Spurs were vying for 4th place with Man City. We were on a par with Spurs, but the directions that the teams have taken are just frightening, isn't it? Really, when you think about the O'Neill days, us up there with Spurs, to see where they are now. I mean, they nearly won the league last season, and meanwhile we were sat at the bottom for the whole season. It's a bit upsetting. Some of the games this season, for example, like the Burton one, like this one, you realise actually how far we have fallen and what a long way back it is for us to even get back to where we were under O'Neill. It's a long way back for the club, and I think everyone still, they don't realise the massive job that the people behind the scenes have got on their hands to even get Villa on a level playing field again. It's tough.
Just totally, I think that they are the role model club in terms of the way they're going direction-wise, in terms of the stadium expansion, in terms of the players they've got, how they do their business. It's just admirable. I think that it's a team to look up to. And if we're looking for a club where we want to be in 10 years' time, it is looking at where Spurs are right now. So if you have enjoyed our preview, then please drop us a like below. And also comment, what do you think Villa should be doing with the FA Cup? Should we be taking it seriously? Should we be giving the youth players a run out? Or should we be just trying to get out of there as quick as possible? Let us know in the comments section below. I'll also subscribe to your post notifications on. We're nearing on 5k, so let's hit 5k.
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. Be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo there on the left. Easy peasy.